Governor Gavin Newsom over the weekend sent out a tweet congratulating himself and his administration on a big success. Tourism is back in California with a record number of people coming to the state. Coming up, though, I'll tell you why he's lying to you. I'm Carl DeMaio, chairman of Reform California, and once again, Gavin Newsom is lying to you. That's why we call him Gaslighting Gavin. Over the weekend, Newsom sent out a tweet self-congratulating and bragging about the fact that California is coming back when it comes to tourism. This is a little bit of a surprise because who would want to visit a crime-infested, homeless-filled state where crime and grime diminishes any sort of enjoyment? Who would want to come visit this car wreck of a state? Let's get to the tweet real quick. He says, tourism in California just hit a record high. California is #1 for tourism. From the iconic Golden Gate Bridge to beautiful beaches and mountains, there's something for everyone here. That's right. We've got a drug den. We've got a homeless camp. We've got a bunch of illegal immigrants setting up shop here. He says it's time for everyone to visit the Golden State. Now, you know me. I had to be a little snarky. I said, Gavin, are you counting illegal immigrants as tourists? Because this guy is a liar, okay? Nothing he says is truthful. And I decided to look deeper into his claim, and I found that, yes, indeed, it was false. But before we get to that, let me share with you this nauseating, self-congratulatory video that he posted on his Twitter account.
So I'm up here on the Golden Gate Bridge, a testament to America's greatness, a testament to California's greatness, the beauty, the magnificence of the San Francisco Bay.
Can you see the homeless camps from the Golden Gate Bridge, Mr. Governor? How about the drug dens, the smash and grabs? Do you see all that? Again, someone just needs to smack this guy. He is so untethered from reality, pretending that everything is fine and everything is actually good, and that you should congratulate him, that you should thank him for the wonderful job that he's doing, when we all know that this guy is a liar and a failure.
What a perfect place to announce our record-breaking tourism numbers. Last year, $150 billion of investment, tourists around the globe coming to the great state of California. People coming back not only to visit, but coming back to live as well. Population.
Oh, coming back to live? Nobody's coming back to live, okay? No one is returning to California. He says coming back to live. He's citing population estimates that show that for the first time in several years, California's population has stabilized instead of shedding a bunch of people. What he doesn't tell you is that it only stabilized because the record inflow of illegal immigrants. Now, he says, no, these are legal immigrants. He's counting asylum seekers as legal immigrants. Just because they say that they're an asylum seeker and should qualify for asylum does not make them a legal immigrant. In fact, 90% of the people who seek asylum never show up to court for their asylum hearing, buddy, and you know that. Again, this guy is a liar. Whenever his mouth is moving, you can take it to the bank that he is a liar. And the media, of course, doesn't truth test him on any of this crap because they want to gaslight you. They want you to think that things are good when, in fact, they're not.
Growth numbers now moving in the right direction 7 years in a row, reinforcing our status as the 5th largest economy on planet Earth. Come visit the great state of California.
Come visit. Make sure you wear a bulletproof vest because we have a lot of crime, and bring lots of sanitary wipes because there's a lot of hepatitis A from the homeless camps. Okay, so let's truth test, right? I'm going to show you how he's lying. You might think, wow, there are so many people rushing to California. It's a record number of people, right? Is it when you hear about tourists coming to California, you think people booking stays in California. Well, actually not. What he's doing is he's cherry picking data. Now, first, let me just say, any data from the state of California, I take with less than a grain of salt, because the California state agencies have been pumping out misinformation on economic issues under his administration. I still point out that in July of 2023, Newsom crowed about creating 150,000 jobs in the state of California, only for us to come and find that we lost 30,000 jobs when the numbers were actually trued up. So I don't take these people with any seriousness when they give numbers out. But Politico in the California Playbook reports what Newsom is clarifying. What he's saying is record tourism. It's not record tourists. It's the amount of money they estimate tourism is bringing to the state, or that tourists are spending. Here is Politico saying California tourism numbers are up, with travel spending reaching an all-time high. Oh, so spending is reaching an all-time high of $150.4 billion last year, surpassing the previous record of $144 billion in 2019. It's another boost for Democrats, especially Gavin Newsom. It's a boost for Democrats and Newsom. How about anyone working in the tourism industry? Are we going to pat them on the back? No, we've got to give the credit to the politicians. Again, the ones that are actually hurting any tourism and hurting any economic activity. Now, I don't think we give a boost or praise or a thank you to these ill-doers. But this is the narrative driving the Politico machine. They try to reinforce the narrative, the false narrative that Newsom is telling you. The tourism numbers also come on the heels of a population increase for the state. Okay. As I just established, there was no people coming back to California. These are illegal immigrants that are keeping us from dipping lower, because there are a record number of people still fleeing the state of California. There's net migration. When you take people moving in versus people moving out, it is clearly the other direction, moving out. Now, let's get to the numbers. The travel report released by the state found that spending is 3.8% higher than it was in 2019. And 5.6% higher than 2022. And it's higher in all counties except for San Francisco, where it's actually down from pre-pandemic levels. So where was Gavin Newsom in this video? Let's consult. There he is. He's in San Francisco crowing about the increased tour. Yeah, not so much there. But it gets better. It gets better. It's not just San Francisco that I'm going to poke a hole at. I'm going to take the whole damn narrative down, because he's talking about spending, not tourists. What's gone on since 2019 in America, particularly in California? Are things more expensive? Does it cost more to buy anything? Oh, that's right. So remember, what is the number that we're looking at here? 3.8% higher than 2019, 5.6% higher than 2022. Shall we consult the inflation numbers, the annual inflation numbers? And these are national. California numbers are actually higher. Let's see. If we're 3.9% higher than 19, inflation went up by 1.4 in 2020. Let's do some math, shall we? 1.4. Oh, and then it went up by 7% in 2021. We're already above 3.9, right? Yep, I know. It also went up by 6.5% in 2022 and 3.4% in 2023. So that's 18.3%, and that's not even compounded. And California is going to be more. Minus, what did they say that they were crowing about? 3.8% since 2019. Okay, let's see. Minus 3.8. That means we are 14.5% down in terms of real dollars. Inflation adjusted. Tourism is down 14.5% when adjusting for inflation. Not up, but down. And that's, again, prior to compounding. And it's not just the California numbers. That's a national average. And we are much higher. The cost of living spikes in California. Wah, wah, wah. But, let's consult the liberal media. California tourism numbers are up by 3.8%. Yay, Gavin, good boy. You are a failure and a liar. And the media, of course, doing your dirty work by not pointing out the obvious. I would love to be able to give you good news about California. But the news is not good in California. We have assaulted our economy with regulations, mandates, tax increases. We've burdened our communities with high crime, high homelessness. All of these things make it harder to live, and it makes it less attractive for people to come and visit. That's the sad reality. There's no California recovery happening under Gavin Newsom's watch. None at all. And the false narrative is people are coming back not only to visit, but coming back to live as well. No, they're not. No one's coming back to live when your numbers for population stabilization all hinge on illegal immigration. So this is a governor celebrating inflation as success. He's celebrating an open border as success. But what he won't acknowledge is that people are paying more and actual U.S. citizens are leaving the state. His entire smoke and mirrors narrative is based around the continued failures of his administration. Look, Republicans ought to be bringing this to light. The media ought to be bringing it to light if they were doing a service to the voters, but they don't want to do that. And that's where Reform California comes in. Our movement brings you the facts in simple to digest shows like this one. You can then share this show with your friends and family and say, look, Newsom says this, but he's lying to us. And Carl DeMaio has, the easy way to show the lie. The receipts, the data, the inflation numbers. It should be a call to action. Once you educate your neighbors as to the truth of the continued problems that we face as a state, then you must call them to action in terms of changing how they are voting in elections. The only way we're going to recover our state and fix the problems is to fire the failed leaders that brought us to this messy point. That's where Reform California's campaigns are so important. Our voter guide is our most important asset. Go to reformcalifornia.org, reformcalifornia.org. Sign up so that you get our voter guide in the fall. The sign-up portal is at the bottom of the site. All you need is your first name, last name, email, phone, and zip code. That way we can send you the correct voter guide when the November election comes around. Obviously, we do have our voter guides online for not only the statewide races, but also regional and local races as well. We need your support to fund our campaigns. Go on that website, reformcalifornia.org, and chip in a contribution of any amount. We need your help to bring truth to the public, to recruit, endorse, and support quality candidates for everything from Congress and the state legislature all the way down to state school boards and city council offices. The only way we change our state is to elect honest, accountable, and innovative leaders who are willing to fix these problems, not lie to us on a day in, day out basis, as Gavin Newsom has once again done on the issue of tourism, the issue of population loss. We need to take back our state. So go online and chip in a contribution of any amount. Until next time, Carl DeMaio, Chairman of Reform California. Help us break through the censorship of the liberal media. Like this video, subscribe to this channel, and smash that notification button so you can stay up to date on all the developments in California news and politics. Also, please visit the website, reformcalifornia.org, for ongoing news coverage and to join one of our campaigns in the fight to take back our state. If you can, please sign up as a volunteer or chip in a contribution. This episode of Reform California with Carl DeMaio, paid for by Carl DeMaio for State Assembly 2024.